Welcome to my living room. I'm John Merriman, and this is your Tuesday morning guitar song. Let's make one thing clear before we go on. Cowboys were not supposed to be in country music. Cowboys were in Western music. Country music had farmers and coal miners. You see, back in the late 1940s and early 1950s, marketing agencies and the music media fabricated a totally artificial category of music, and they called it country and Western music. But back then, there was no such thing as country and Western music. There was Western music, think rodeos, singing cowboys, streets of Laredo, and pretty senoritas. That was Western music. Country music, think bib overalls, farmers, bluegrass, banjos, and hillbillies, and that was country music. But things were not selling very well back then. So the marketing agencies developed this country and Western music to try to help things sell better. Well, it worked, and things did start selling better. But what we lost when they did this was a lot of our regional distinctions of our regional music. What influence was coming from where? And things got all mixed up back then. But that's a whole different topic. What that has to do with today is our featured artist is the great, the lovely, the wonderful, and I love her dearly, Tammy Wynette. Tammy was a country music artist. She was not a Western music artist. She was from the South. She was in the great lineage of Mama Maybelle, the Carter family, Jimmy Rogers, Flatt and Scruggs, and Bill Monroe. And country music back then was mostly for working class white people who had little means. They were living close to the land, and their lives were a struggle, and the days were nothing but a series of problems. And they got their joy from singing hymns on Sunday morning, and they got their fun from listening to the Grand Ole Opry and the Louisiana Hayride on the radio at night. But what I like best about the early country artists is they weren't fake. There was no real stage pretense or theatrical pretenses back then. These were real people, and they really did the things and lived the lives that they were singing about. And they weren't really singing to try to make it big in some mythical music industry. They were singing to their community, to their friends, to their family, to themselves, because music helped them make it through their lives. And it was not unlike what was happening to the blues, which was developing right next door in the Delta of Mississippi. Well, Tammy Wynette, she was born in 1942, and her father died when she was 9 years old, and she was given up to her grandparents to be raised. And her grandparents had no indoor plumbing, no electricity, no running water. And to occupy her time, she taught herself the musical instruments that her father left behind after he died. Well, to make a long story short, she made it to high school. And while in high school, she married an out-of-work construction worker. And her husband had to travel and move constantly to find work. And Tammy had to work wherever she could, in shoe stores. She was a waitress, and finally she became a hairdresser. But she could play guitar because she taught herself guitar. And she would go to little restaurants and cafes at night and sing to try to make extra money. Her husband would have none of this. He forbid her to do this. And back then, a good Southern wife was supposed to listen to her husband. And Tammy was a good Southern wife, and she listened to her husband until she had heard quite enough, and she packed up her 3 daughters and she left that guy. Well, you know, the good thing about getting married in high school is by the time you're at your first divorce, you're still pretty young. And Tammy was still pretty young, and she kept singing at night. And lightning struck quick for Tammy. Again, to make another long story short, she soon became one of the defining women in country music. She became a country music superstar, not only in this country, but in other countries as well, in England and other European countries. So today, I would like to bestow on Tammy the highest honor that I can give somebody. And that is to be the topic of your Tuesday morning fun fact. Here's your Tuesday morning fun fact. Tammy Wynette had 20 #1 hits on the country and western music charts. The song we're doing today is the most recorded and re-recorded song in the history of country music. Tammy Wynette toured the world, and she amassed quite a bit of fame and fortune. But every year, until the day she died, Tammy Wynette tested and renewed her cosmetology hairdressing license, just in case something happened. That's real country. So let's play this song. It's the one song that everybody knows by Tammy Wynette. So don't go away. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for stopping in today and spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. It is so good to see you. The show is a total word-of-mouth operation, so thanks for sharing it, sending it down your social media, and hitting the like button. Hope to see you next week. And remember, you're never ready for your day without a song in your heart. Thanks a lot now. Bye.